Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves Caitlin Clark.
Stop, because what just happened in the WNBA is one of the most important moments in the history of women's sports, and almost nobody is connecting the dots correctly. The WNBA just signed the most historic collective bargaining agreement in league history, 7 years, through 2032. Salary cap, $7 million per team, up from almost nothing. Average player salary, projected to exceed $500,000. Top players, eligible for over $1 million per year. Revenue sharing, for the first time ever, players get a cut of what the league earns. The players voted yes, unanimously, over 90% participation. Historic, undeniable, a complete transformation of how women's basketball players get paid. And here is the part that nobody in the league office wants to say out loud. None of this happens without Caitlin Clark. Not the $3 billion media deal, not the $7 million salary cap, not the revenue sharing, not the $1 million contracts. None of it. Because before Clark arrived, the WNBA was begging for TV coverage. Now networks are competing for broadcast rights. Stephen A. Smith said it publicly. The WNBA cannot allow unnecessary controversy to damage the attention Clark has helped generate. Certain athletes open doors for everyone. The players used Clark's popularity as leverage in the negotiating room. And Clark herself? She is still on a rookie contract earning $77,000 a year. She opened the door for everyone, and the door hasn't fully opened for her yet. Tonight, the real story of the biggest deal in WNBA history. Let me give you the full context, because this story has 3 layers that the mainstream media is deliberately separating. Layer 1, what the CBA actually says, the numbers, the terms, what changed. Layer 2, why it happened now. What created the leverage for players to demand this? Layer 3, the uncomfortable truth about who made it possible, and why that truth makes the league's treatment of Clark even more controversial. Because this is not just a labor story, this is a power story. And power in the WNBA in 2026 looks completely different from what it did 2 years ago. Let's start with the deal itself. Here are the confirmed terms of the 2026 WNBA Collective Bargaining Agreement. Duration, 7 years, runs through 2032. Salary cap, $7 million per team. The previous cap was a fraction of this. Average salaries, projected to exceed $500,000 per player. Maximum contracts, top players eligible for over $1 million per year, for the first time in WNBA history. Revenue sharing. Players now receive a percentage of league revenue, something they have fought for since the league was founded in 1997. Roster expansion. Teams can carry more players. Housing support. Team-funded housing for players. Charter flights, already secured by Clark in 2024, now formalized in the agreement. Faster path to maximum contracts. Elite young players can reach max salary eligibility faster than before. The vote. Over 90% of players participated. The result. Unanimous approval. This is the most comprehensive improvement to player compensation in 29 years of WNBA history. And the timing is not a coincidence. Here is the question nobody is asking directly. Why did the WNBA agree to this deal now? After 29 years of players fighting for better compensation, why did it suddenly happen in 2026? The answer is leverage. And the leverage came from attention. And the attention came from one player. Before 2024, WNBA TV ratings averaged around 200 to 300,000 viewers per game. Networks tolerated the league. They did not compete for it. After Clark, 1.18 million viewers per game when she plays, 3 times the league average. ESPN moved fever games to primetime. NBC and Amazon entered bidding wars for broadcast rights. The result? A $3 billion media deal. 11 years, 6 times more valuable than the previous agreement. That $3 billion changed everything in the negotiating room. Suddenly, the players were not asking a struggling league for more money. They were asking a financially transformed league for their fair share. Stephen A. Smith understood this immediately. He said, the WNBA had finally reached a moment when people were discussing its games, players, and business decisions on major programs almost every day. A work stoppage could place all of that momentum at risk. He was right. The league could not afford to lose the attention it had finally earned, and the players knew it. They negotiated from a position of strength the WNBA had never given them before. Because Caitlin Clark made the league too valuable to ignore. And here is where it gets controversial. Because this part, the league will not say publicly. Caitlin Clark's presence at the negotiating table was not as a union leader. She did not control the vote. She did not dictate terms. But her popularity was the single biggest piece of evidence the players had that the league was now worth more. When players argued for revenue sharing, they pointed to Clark's effect on attendance, up 48%. When players argued for higher salary caps, they pointed to the $3 billion media deal Clark helped create. When players argued for better travel, Clark had already gotten charter flights done in 2 weeks that players had fought for years. She was the proof, the living, breathing, triple-double dropping evidence that women's basketball had become commercially valuable. And what did Clark get in return? $77,000 from the WNBA, $28 million from Nike. She makes 144 times more money from a shoe company than from the league she is transforming. She is building a financial future for players who have voted her 11th in all-star peer voting, who have hit her in the throat, who have elbowed her in the midsection. She opened the door, and she is still waiting to walk through it herself. Here is the full picture, and it is one of the most important stories in professional sports right now. The May just signed a historic 7-year CBA. Players will earn $1 million. Revenue sharing exists for the first time. The league has a $3 billion media deal. Charter flights are formalized. Housing is funded. This is a genuinely great outcome for every WNBA player. But zoom out for 1 second. The commissioner who negotiated this deal canceled an interview on the Dan Patrick Show rather than answer questions about player safety. The league that just gave players $1 million salaries left its most valuable player off the 30th anniversary poster. The peers who will earn more because of Clark's leverage voted her 11th in all-star rankings. The officials who now work under a stronger CBA gave Clark a technical foul for clapping. And Stephen A. Smith, the most watched sports commentator in America, had to go on television and explain to the WNBA why their biggest star matters. The deal is done. The money is coming. The league is growing. But the woman most responsible for the environment that made all of it possible is still earning $77,000 from the WNBA. The pioneers built the foundation. Clark expanded the building, and she is still waiting for the building to acknowledge what she did. Historic CBA, $1 million salaries, revenue sharing, $3 billion media deal. All of it built on the foundation Caitlin Clark created. And she still earns $77,000 from the league she transformed. Subscribe for daily WNBA content. Drop a comment. Do you think Caitlin Clark deserves direct credit for this CBA? Or does the league owe her more than they're giving? Because the numbers make the answer pretty clear.